Let me say something bold right out of the gate. The most valuable person on the podcast is not the audience, it's the host. And if you're not leveraging the host relationship, you're leaving clients, stages, and seven-figure collaborations on the table. Your interview isn't the win. It's what you do after the interview that's what builds the ROI. This is the Podvantage Power Play. And today I'm going to show you how to use podcast guesting as the entry point to deeper, high converting relationships that no PR agency, VA, or visibility manager is thinking about. I'm Juli Baranik, founder of Podvantage, and I work with TEDx speakers, authors, Shark Tank business owners, and brilliant experts who are tired of being visible but not leveraged. My specialty is helping experts like you escape the DIY visibility loop and step into strategic, authority building podcast placements that don't just get seen, but sell. And not through spammy CTAs, but through relationship based, revenue generating visibility that builds trust, respect, and referrals faster than any funnel. Let's name what you actually want from your podcast visibility. You want your next five-figure client to hear you and say, that's the person I've been looking for. You want to get off a podcast and immediately be introduced to a mastermind stage or private client who's ready to invest. You want to feel like you're building equity every time you speak, not just burning energy. And you want your interviews to keep opening doors that keep opening. Because you're not here for visibility, you're here for leverage. And you know your message is too powerful to be left to chance. Let me give it to you straight. Treating podcast interviews like media appearances is like taking a first date to a networking event and not following up. You smile, make a great impression, and then you disappear. Maybe they liked you, maybe you don't even remember their name. But here's what I teach my clients. Podcast guesting is not exposure. It's a relationship building strategy. And when done right, the person interviewing you isn't just a host. They're a connector. They're a CEO, a consultant, a gatekeeper to your next speaking gig, a JV partner, or a dream client. But only if you follow up strategically, not generically. So what do we do different at Podvantage? Well, we don't just get you featured, we get you placed. And that means that every podcast is curated based on relationship potential, not just reach. We look for hosts who are decision makers, high level consultants, or influencers inside your ideal networks. We prepare you to create ROI beyond the mic. Before the interview even happens, we prep you with talking points, credibility triggers, and the relationship context that you need to show up as a partner material, not just another guest. And we train you to use the interview as the beginning of the conversation, not the end. We build a post-interview strategy where you follow up intentionally with insights, results, and value, not just a vague, thanks for having me. And we focus on ROI. The host remembers you. They promote you harder. They refer you. They rebook you, or they invite you into their high trust circle. And this is the part that most people miss. Sometimes the host is your next client. Sometimes they're your next JV partner. Sometimes they know exactly the person you've been trying to reach. But you'll never find out if you treat them like a transaction instead of a relationship. Here's one action you can take today to unlock ROI from your last podcast appearance. Send a strategic 3-part follow-up message. The first part, gratitude. A specific thank you for how they hosted, what stood out, and what you appreciated. The second part, a value add. Share a post that performed well, a clip they can repurpose, or an audience win that came from the episode. And the next step, just ask. Is there someone in your world I should know or support? Or how can I best support you? Or is there a mastermind, event, or show where this message belongs? It's simple, but it puts you on their mind and positions you as a value creator, not a one and done. And here's how my clients consistently convert more clients, more stages, more collaborations through podcasting. It's the Podvantage Deeper ROI Flow. Be placed where power players are listening or hosting. We handpick shows where the host isn't just a voice, they're a decision maker, influencer, or community leader. Show up like a peer, not a pitch. We prep you to bring value and vision to the conversation. You're not trying to be impressive. You're trying to have the host see what's possible with you. And then follow up with an open loop. Your thank you note isn't just polite, it's a pivot. You turn the interview into a door, and that door leads to partners, clients, or visibility you couldn't have bought. And if you're listening to this and realizing I've been treating podcasting like exposure when it should be building my referral network, revenue, or reputation, well, then let's fix that. Go to podvantage.ai and book your free one-on-one podcast strategy call with me. We'll audit your current guesting approach, identify missing ROI opportunities, and map out exactly how to start treating podcast interviews as the first step in deeper relationships that convert. Go now to podvantage.ai because your voice deserves to open rooms, not just episodes. And you've been listening to the Podvantage Power Play. Remember, visibility alone doesn't move markets. Relationships do. And if your interviews aren't leading to deeper collaborations, your visibility is incomplete. Let's change that. And I can't wait to see you on the next episode.